Hey everybody, welcome to Friday. Looks like yesterday there was indeed another hard art question, but we got it. I'd feel good about the league this year if I were actually playing for real, but I am not. So it's time to do Friday. All right, here we go. Okay. Zooming in. I know I haven't been doing that consistently. I apologize. What man, the Soviet Union's powerful Minister of Foreign Affairs from 1985 to 1991, became Georgia's head of state in 1992 and was elected the country's president in 1995, a position he would hold until the Rose Revolution of 2003? Well, I know exactly one Georgian politician from that era. I do not know how to spell his name. I think that's probably going to happen a lot today. But this is Shevardnadze. I think it's something like that. I might be missing a D. I might not have put an A in the right place. I feel extremely confident that Thorsten's going to accept that. That's got to be right. You know, one of the things that happens lately in high school, I was on the debate team and I did extemporaneous speaking and I was really into politics. I read the news probably more then than I do now, and a lot of that stuff is stuck with me. I know there was like a Jiang Zemin question like a couple, maybe last league or the league before, and it was really tough for people, but for me it was like, you know, total wheelhouse stuff. So it, you know, it just so happens that 90s politics is good for me. So you know, next season when you're defending me, you know that now. All right. Pictured here are the main characters from what television series? Well, let's see if I know what this is. I don't. Here are some bears. They live in San Francisco. Well, the bears are a symbol of California. There's also a panda. It's not a bear, but, you know, they're obviously in California. One of them's probably from Chinatown. Maybe that's the panda thing. Maybe not. I have literally no idea what this is. I've never seen this before. So what I'm going to go with is, since they're in California, I'm going to say this this show that totally exists and is called Bear Flag Republic. That's what I'm going with. If that's right, it's the best guess of all time. All right. 3. Steve Jones, Glenn Matlock, and Paul Cook were the original members of a rowdy and influential music group founded in London in 1975. Name either of the band's other 2 official members, one an original member, the other Matlock's replacement on bass guitar. Note, looking for a band member, not the band name. Thorsten's being a little more spelling stuff out lately, I've noticed. Maybe that's, you know, he just doesn't. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. He doesn't like negging people for stuff. He also doesn't want to bold yet, but apparently he's going to put italicized notes in there, which is, you know, not bad. In this particular case, this band is the Sex Pistols. You know, rowdy and influential would be a key clue there, right? Kind of, you know, influence on punk rock, and then, you know, they were notably kind of insane, you know, people. The other 2 members were Johnny Rotten and Sid Vicious. Johnny Rotten's real name is John Lydon. Yeah, I mean, Sid Vicious was definitely probably the replacement on bass, and then the other one is Johnny Rotten. So we're just going to put Rotten. All right. In Greek mythology, what is the name of either of the twin archers? Either. Themselves major Olympian deities, born to Zeus and the Titan Leto. It's about the easiest Greek mythology question I've seen in Learned League. As a person who loves my mythology, you know, I'm certainly getting a 0 on that. I think most people probably remember me writing the Myths and Legends mini league. This is really easy. I mean, you just have to know who shoots arrows. You know, one of those is Artemis, the other one's Apollo. I'm just going to go ahead and put Artemis. Okay. 5. The 2004 novel The Namesake centers in part on the Bengali tradition of giving a child 2 names, a Balo Nam, formal name, and a Dak Nam, pet name. The novel's author herself has a Balo Nam of Nilanjana Sudeshna. What is this Pulitzer winner's Daknam, i.e. her common first name? Note that last name alone is not sufficient. Not sufficient. Well, okay. This is Jhumpa Lahiri wrote the namesake. And I'm confused by the way, like, I guess maybe Jhumpa is acceptable, but Lahiri isn't. But what if like he wants both? I'm just gonna go ahead and put Jhumpa Lahiri, and because he said last name is not sufficient, so I assume it'll be sufficient if I put both. That's what I'm gonna do here. It's kind of extra. It's kind of just a slightly oddball extra layer on who wrote the namesake, right? Like, is the goal to get people to overthink it? And how many people is that really going to distract? It's weird. Like, I guess if somebody knows Lahiri but not Jhumpa, they'll get it wrong. And that's kind of like, you know, congratulations, I guess. I don't always like it when questions have, like, it's not like he's hiding from you the fact that it was the namesake, right? Like, it's not like you have to puzzle out that it's the novel The Namesake. So why not just, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Why not just either just ask who wrote The Namesake, or somehow put it in a riddle, like a 2004 novel centers in part on the Bengali, you know, and then make us figure out that, because to me that would be a more interesting question then. And it may have once been that way, but if you tested it, it might have been too hard or something. No one actually knows if or how Thorsten playtests questions. It feels like he does, because a lot of times they have like clues that get in there that make total sense, but you wouldn't necessarily see when you were writing. Anyway, maybe I'll turn the Friday day into question corner and I'll critique one of the questions or something like that. Anyway, sorry for taking so much time on that. It's Jhumpa Lahiri. I assume that's going to be a correct answer. Anyway, 6. The use of the archaic British term collie, an adjective derived from colon meaning black, has been replaced with a similar sounding but unsimilar meaning word in modern versions of what Christmas Carol? All right, so the Christmas Carol is the 12 Days of Christmas. I happen to know, I probably read it on some kind of, I don't know, mental floss or, you know, article like that about Christmas carols, or maybe it was like, yeah, one of those mental floss videos. Maybe those countdowns are really good, by the way, for random facts. They're, you know, 51 things you didn't, you know, 51 crazy facts about whatever. The mental floss ones are good. I don't know that the very clickbaity ones from other sites are always good. Those are good. Yeah, this is collie. It was replaced with calling, for calling birds. It used to be for collie birds, and that is in the 12 Days of Christmas. So I think people will probably be able to figure that out. So I'm going to put a 1. Jhumpa Lahiri, pretty popular book. I'm going to put the 0 on Artemis. Like, if you don't know Artemis, you know that Apollo has a bow, right? Like, I think most people know that. I think the bear question, I mean, yeah, it's not a cartoon I've ever seen before. My guess is it's really relatively new and might be something. I can't even tell if it's for kids or adults. I'm going to put a 3 on it. 2 for Shevardnadze. I think a lot of people may not have taken too much note of him, or don't remember, you know, presidents from 2002. And then the decision is between Johnny Rotten and Jhumpa Lahiri. This would be entirely based on what someone's like lit score was, especially their relatively recent lit, and their music. As it is, I'm going to put the 1 on Johnny Rotten. That's certainly going to be more gotten league wide, but maybe not an Arundel. And a 2 on Jhumpa Lahiri. And I feel pretty good about our answers today, except for that cartoon. The bad news is, man, I feel like I'm getting the 3 on that cartoon from most players. Let's take a look. Okay, it's Edward Shevardnadze. That's got to be good enough. Okay, that's good to know. There's a D there. I think because of where it falls in the word, most people just say Shevardnadze. They can't really get the D in there when they're pronouncing it. We Bear Bears. Okay, I have never heard of We Bear Bears. Maybe I should have. Yep, Johnny Rotten and Sid Vicious. Artemis. Jumpa Lahiri. Okay, her name is Jumpa. That's fine. And the 12 Days of Christmas. All right, well, happily enough, we have made it to the end of the week. Thanks for watching, everybody.